Video, I will show you how you can set up teams and athlete. Okay, now I'm in my cloud. I can go to the settings tab. You'll see here in the new account, you don't see any player names. The first thing we want to do is to set up the team name. So we can select the teams tab. You'll see there might be some demo teams or sample teams here. You can just select the team that is same as your account name. In my case, it's XJ Demo 2, and you can change the team name however you want. It can be in English, it can be in alphabetics letters. It also can be in your own language. So, for example, I'll type in Chinese, and you can select your sport, and you can select your team's colors, and you can also upload your team's logo. And now I'm going to save the changes. Okay. It is also recommended that you have a team that's called deleted players. For example, if you have players who have left the team or not in the team anymore, you can move them from your team to the deleted players team. So we don't really delete the player's data, but it's removed from the main team view. So it's cleaner, but in case if you still want to see their data, you can still go back and check their data. Or if the player has come back to your team, you can move them back to your team. Okay, now we've set up our teams. Now let's go to athletes. You'll see the team name has already changed to what I typed in my own language. And now, before we add athletes, we can do some initial setup. We can go to the settings here. Okay, by default, we can check what is the values by default when we create the new athletes. So we can select the gender, we can select the default height or default weight, and also we can set up the default maximum velocity or maximum heart rate for each individual. Of course, we can set it up later. Just a tip here about setting up the maximum velocity and the maximum heart rate. If you already if you have already done some tests and you already know what is the maximum speed and the maximum heart rate for the players, we can put the numbers here. But if you don't know what is the real max, I'll suggest put something very low here. For example, I'll put something like 4 meters per second or 4.5 meters per second. And for heart rate, I'll put something like 150 and 160. Just because when they are using the GPS devices, when they achieve a higher speed or when they achieve a higher maximum heart rate, the system will notify you they have they have achieved a higher number, and you can update it there. But at the beginning, if you set it up as a very high number, something like 210 for heart rate, then the system will never notify you if they reached a new higher maximum heart rate. Okay, so just some tips. And now let's go back. If we want to add a new player, you can just add athlete, and you can put their first name and their last name. If it is an Asian name, I will highly suggest you put the full name in the last name here, because we will display by last name. So the first name sometimes, depending on which part of the system you are using, sometimes we will display only the initials of first name. So depending on what is the structure of your player's name, you can either split them or you can put all of them, the full name, into last name section. In this case, I'll put, okay, first name. I'll just type here, first name, and I'll put last name here. And for the jersey and initials, you can either put the jersey number number 10. Or you can also put their initials. In this case, I can put FL. Just some tips. If it is your, if it's a research institute or if it's a national team, I'll highly suggest you put the initials instead of the jerseys because the jerseys is not fixed. The jersey number is not fixed, right? But if it's a club, you can put jersey numbers. But just remember, this must be unique. You can only have one jersey number 10, for example. If this player number 10 left the team, you have to change their jersey name to something else before you can add another number 10. Okay, so you can choose whether you want to put the jersey number or if you want to put the initials of the names. And here you can select the position, you can put the height and the weight. It's not necessary, but you can put it if you like. And you can select the date of birth, you can select the gender, and you can put the individual maximum heart rate or maximum velocity here. On the right, you can also upload the profile photo for the player. Now I'm going to save the changes. Okay, I will add another player here. Just very quickly. First name, last name, and save changes. Okay, at the end of every season or at the beginning of a new season, you might have some player changes. If you want to, for example, if this player, this first name, last name, if this player left the team, you can move him to the deleted players team. You can do it by select the player and click move, and then you can move the player to the deleted team if you have created that team. Okay, now I'm going to keep them here. Okay, let's say you already imported all the players and you created all the teams that you want. You can also go to my account and you can select what is your default team if you have several teams in your account. And once everything is done, you can go to the OpenField console software and click sync just to make sure all the information, all the updated information is also synced to the software.